Loaded day of football on the Big Ten Network. The day just got a little bit longer after a couple of lightning strikes in Ann Arbor. During the pregame, the players, the fans ushered out of Michigan Stadium, and boy, the rains did come down. About a 60-minute delay before they ushered the players and the fans, who quickly, I might add, entered Michigan Stadium. About a 25-minute warm-up, and here we are. Football on the Big Ten Network is presented by Hampton by Hilton. The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors in to take on the Michigan Wolverines, and a little bit of history, the latest kick in Michigan football history. Aloha and welcome to the booth. Finally, we have some football to show you under the lights here at the Big House. He's the Michigan two-time All-American, Jake Budd. I'm Lisa Bynes. So we have Megan McEwen on the sideline for us as well. Jake, first of all, welcome back to your alma mater. Welcome to the booth. And as the rookie, you do know that the weather thing is your fault, right?
This one's totally on me. Now, I'm no meteorologist, Lisa, but I have played in rain delays, and the challenge is you're trying to get your adrenaline tuned up. Now, these guys came out for warm-ups, got sent back to the locker room. Now that this amplifies the importance of starting fast for both teams. J.J.
McCarthy had to wait all week, and then he had to wait a little bit longer because of the weather delay. Now we know that Cade McNamara got the start, and it was planned and scripted for Cade to get the start last week and Jay to get the start this week. But defenses have to plan for them a little bit differently, don't they?
Certainly, and that's what we're going to be watching today is how does the defense react depending on who's in the game. You're going to see Cade here, and this is just going to be a run off the left side of the offensive line. Look at these defenders that we circled. Look how they play the running back. Once Cade gets a snap, he's going to hand the ball off. But these Colorado State defenders are only playing the running back. They're not respecting Cade's ability to keep the ball. So today, when he gets his opportunity, I would ask him to pull a couple carries just to keep the defense honest. Now, on the flip side, let's look what happens when JJ's in the game. They're going to leave this defensive end highlighted unblocked, and they're going to read him. If he plays the running back like he does here, JJ's going to read out of it and pull. Why this is important is you get double teams, play side, a hat for a hat up to the linebacker, and you get your tight end, Luke Schoonmaker, leading JJ up through the hole. This gives JJ, your playmaker, in space. He makes a safety miss and scores a touchdown. Now here, this is going to be that same play we saw with Cade. Outside zone to the left. They're still going to leave these two defenders unblocked, but watch how different they play. They're 5 yards upfield with their eyes on J.J. McCarthy. Now you have your lineman Giovanni El-Hadi leading up through the hole, and C.J. Stokes is 15 yards downfield before he's even touched. Hawaii's going to have to honor J.J. running. If they commit more guys to the run into the box, I would imagine there's going to be some downfield throws opportunities. It's another thing for us to look out for today, Lisa.
I can't hear anything. If that's the right thing, it's the right thing.
We'll check in with Megan McEwen here in a second, but first, take in a little bit of this atmosphere. The latest start time in Michigan Stadium history. Previously, you went back to 2017 against Minnesota. A scheduled kick for 7:30, delayed to 8:30, and tonight is the latest. So a little bit of history in Ann Arbor. Jake Moody will kick it off and get us started. And football is here under the lights at Michigan Stadium. The 12th night game at Michigan Stadium. But the first career start, again for J.J. McCarthy. Hawaii won the toss. They elected to receive as well. And a juggling of quarterbacks on their side as well. You're looking at Joey Yellen. He's a transfer a couple of times over, Arizona State and most recently Pittsburgh. He gets the start. We're told that Braden Shager, who has also been a starter here for Hawaii, not 100%, we might not even see him here tonight. And this season, between Yellen and Shager, you see his numbers. 2 games that the Rainbow Warriors have played coming into tonight. Handoff to the running back, Dietrich Parson, who is stopped by this Michigan defense. And Jake Butt, this Michigan defense, a lot of questions on how they would fill some holes. Looked fantastic in week 1.
And they showed up strong. And there, right on your very first play, you see Mozzie Smith and Junior Colson, the heart of the middle of that Michigan front 7. They're going to look to build on that performance last week.
Second and 9 after a gain of 1. And again to Parson. Brings up 3rd down, only a pickup of a couple.
I'll tell you what, Lisa, you can feel the juice in this stadium right now. The Hawaiian offensive line is the strength of their team. We talked to Coach Chang. He wanted to get their running back Dietrich Parsons going, but 2 straight runs and nothing much going. We'll see if Michigan defense can get off the field here on 3rd down.
They'll bring the pressure on 3rd and 7. We saw them do it in week 1 against Colorado State. And they bring the numbers. Pocket closing, hit hard from behind, and the ball rolls out of play. Jalen Harrell, the first to get to him, and providing the pressure on 3rd down.
My goodness. Jalen Harrell with the up and under like a heat-seeking missile. Boom! Hit the quarterback. That's going to leave a mark in. Again, just getting this night crowd fired up. They waited long enough. They wanted to see these guys go out here and put their stamp on this game early.
It's a palpable energy, isn't it?
Oh, baby. I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
A.J. Henning back to receive. Michigan close to blocking that punt. And Henning, trying to field this play, spins away from a tackler and brought down at about the 33-yard line. And the first start as J.J. McCarthy trots out here on the field. We've seen him in spot duty. In fact, his numbers last week against Colorado State reflect really his short career here at Michigan. Just spot duty here for the Wolverines. But getting an everyday snap in a first start is a way different mentality, as we all know. First play from scrimmage. Big run from Corum. Blake Corum breaks one and crosses the 45 and into Hawaii territory. It's a first down.
Flag on the play.
This is the first warning of the game.
Larry Smith is our referee. Tom Fiedler is our replay official up here in the booth. It's a gain of 24 on this play.
Look at that right side of the offensive line behind your 2 bruising tight ends. And then Blake Corum was challenged by Mike Hart to make a guy miss. Just jukes the safety out of his shoes and extends that play. This was a beautiful, beautiful scheme, beautiful execution by the Michigan offense. See if they can keep it going.
McCarthy pulls, he's going deep, the catch is made, the Honolulu native takes a bow, Roman Wilson for the touchdown. Jake Moody for the extra point. Just like that, 7-0 Michigan.
I'll tell you what, this crowd was waiting. They were ready to erupt, and JJ gives them exactly what they're looking for. And why not go to the Hawaiian native? Roman Wilson, right down the pipe. That's an easy throw. And the Michigan fans are loving to see that one.
Welcome back to Ann Arbor, where Michigan leads by 7. J.J. McCarthy was still able to maintain his zen and positive attitude despite a mojo-killing rainstorm about 2 hours prior to kickoff. That was supposed to be at 8 o'clock. McCarthy was down here on the field meditating in a closed leg position for about 10 minutes. Then the rainstorm happened and everything went up into the tunnel, and that's when Michigan and Hawaii took turns watching the Tennessee game. Everybody tried to stay loose, throwing the ball around, and then when they were cleared to play, J.J. McCarthy was able to high-five every single teammate before going down the tunnel, including fellow quarterback Cade McNamara. And so far, so good. McCarthy had quite the first outing here as his starting lineup continues to go for him.
Yeah, quite the first series. Talk about 2 plays, 66 yards. It took all of 36 seconds for his 6th career touchdown pass. Now this Hawaii offense will begin its second drive from the 25-yard line. Yelling at quarterback. Gave Parson a heavy dose of carries on that first drive, but just like that first drive, Parson not going anywhere. Negative yardage, and it's Sainer still making the play for Michigan. If you're looking for the Indiana-Idaho game, go to btn.com/gamefinder right now to see where you can find the game in your area. And that Indiana game, Bloomington also receiving some of the rain coming through the Midwest. That game was also delayed. Saw the rain coming down at the end of the Iowa State game as well. Now brings up 2nd and 10 for Hawaii. Yellen with time to throw that time, but it's up and over the outstretched arms of Jalen Walthall. And he is going to feel that pressure all night long.
And alongside that pressure, you're leaving your defensive back one-on-one. Talk about the trust. Jamon Green played that stop route to perfection. Yeah, coach, put me on the island. I can handle it. His defensive backs were flawless last week, even with all the pressure.
Yeah, R.J. Moulton providing the heat there on that play.
3rd and long once again, Lisa. Let's see this Michigan pass rush. They're showing pressure once again.
They bring 4. Short pass, again going nowhere. Complete to Jordan Murray, the tight end, who they'd like to use a little bit here tonight. But again, R.J. Moulton providing the push.
R.J. Moulton's one of those throwback safeties, the big, physical, downhill, hit you right in your mouth, line up and do it again. 6'2", 223. So he's got the size to cover the bigger Murray, Jordan Murray, who's also 6'5", 240. That time ran him down, had a clean tackle.
Couple of
4th down.
Couple of 3 and outs here for this Hawaii offense. A.J. Henning again back to receive. 3rd team All Big Ten as a returner last year. And he lets that one just die at the 39-yard line. So far, plenty to celebrate for this Michigan defense. And as we stay here at the big house, a lake flag flown in.
Sideline interference. Michigan, 15-yard penalty. It will remain 1st down. Media timeout.
It was a 35-yard punt. J.J. McCarthy in the first series. Jake Butt made quick work. How did he do it against this Hawaii defense?
Well, we talked to Hawaiian defensive coordinator Jacob Euro. He said we got to take away what Michigan does best, and that's running the ball with McCarthy. What this does is it's going to leave Roman Wilson one-on-one on the post. And let me tell you something, he's got speed, Lisa. That's an easy read for J.J. McCarthy, but he puts it on the money nonetheless. The Hawaiian native, that one's got to feel real good scoring on his home state.
Yeah, mom's actually from St. Ignatius here in Michigan. Dad's from Kalamazoo. tip and toe on the sideline there. Blake Corum gets another touch. Impact Players brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. Wouldn't you know it, Jake Butt picked the tight ends.
Well, there might be a little bit bias here, Lisa, but with all the run we're expecting, why not play action and hit these guys? I think this is the best group in the entire conference, and if Hawaii wants to have any chance stopping this Michigan rushing attack, they need their veteran. Blessman to Allah there in the middle to clog some holes.
2nd and 8. Pickup of 2 on that Corum run. Now back to throw, and finding Ronnie Bell for a big gain, splits the defenders across the 40. A huge first down for the Wolverines.
Boy, is that good to see, Lisa. Coming off an ACL tear last year, you notice he's not wearing a brace. He feels comfortable with that new knee. JJ puts it right on the money, and there's the speed that they love so much about Ronnie Bell. Get it to him in space and let him do the rest.
The gain of 32. McCarthy is a perfect 2 for 2, and some really big pass plays. A total of 73 yards already here in the air. We know he's got a big arm. We know he can run it. And certainly showcasing some of that as he drops it over to one of his tight ends. Eric All makes his way over to the near sideline.
I'm telling you, you just sit there and you know Michigan wants to run the ball, so all of a sudden you pull it, you live and play action, and this is the perfect way to get your quarterback in rhythm early in the game. An easy pass out there to your big tight end, Eric All. I'll tell you, Eric's a violent runner. He punished that Hawaiian defender down the sideline.
Picks up the first down. Corum is still your back. They give it to him. He's got a straightaway run. Hesitation. Makes his way into the red zone. And about at the 11-yard line. Another first down play here for Michigan. 6.5 yards per play last week against Colorado State. We talked about some of those receivers. Ryan Hayes is back at left tackle, solidifying that offensive line. He had missed last week because of an injury. Oluwatimi played fantastic in his debut at the center spot. Motion by Bell. Corum shutting off some tacklers and is brought down at the 3-yard line, right at the sticks. And Hawaii that comes in 0-2. Coming into this game here at the Big House, you look at the Hawaii defense, and they're without Leonard Lee in the secondary. That's going to be a huge loss for them. They've given up some points, 0 sacks, trouble kind of providing pressure against their first 2 opponents. They've allowed 545 rushing yards in the first 2 games. McCarthy directing. Trying to push his way through to the goal line and just short.
All right, now this is big for your young quarterback. Pre-snap, he sent Schoonmaker in motion. JJ actually put Luke Schoonmaker back in position. He had motion across the formation, but he needed to be on the left side. JJ directed him. That shows he has a complete knowledge of this offensive system that's highly encouraging for your young sophomore quarterback. Of course, he's got the talent, but the mindset, Lisa, is also encouraging.
Michigan's at 1st and goal and less than a yard to go. The current drive, 6 plays, 76 yards. When it took 36 seconds to score, this is like a marathon of a drive here for Jim Harbaugh and company. He calls a timeout, his first of the half, to chat about it. Don't forget to download the Fox Weather app. We certainly did in the pregame. Weather a big story. Push this kick back about 60 minutes. A 1-hour lightning delay. Each time you see a lightning strike, it's delayed about 30 minutes, and then these players had about a quick 25 minutes to warm up.
Anytime the game's delayed too, there's, are you falling asleep in the locker room? Are you relaxing too much? Certainly does not seem to be the case with these Michigan Wolverines. They came out ready to play 2 straight 3-and-outs on defense and knocking on the door of a 2nd straight touchdown drive for J.J. McCarthy and this Michigan Wolverine offense.
I formation this time here for Michigan. Goal line offense on 1st and goal. The handoff up and over, and Corum is in for a Michigan touchdown.
Blake Corum gets a chance to lead the dynamic duo in the Michigan backfield. It was Hassan Haskins last year. It's Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards this year, and this time Blake Corum up and over, showing off the hops, in for a touchdown.
Jake Moody with the extra point. 7 plays, 77 yards, 3:35 in time. JJ's gone in the air. Michigan has also gone in the ground. They're up 14-0. Michigan with big numbers here early, up 14-0 against Hawaii. Jake Butt, Lisa Byington, Megan McEwen with you. Champions Mindset presented by Hampton by Hilton. Your keys for tonight.
Well, you know, this is about the state of the Hawaiian program right now. It just dealt with so much turnover across their team, so much for their staff. Yes, we're talking about emphasizing fundamentals. Control the controllables, limit the mistakes, limit the turnovers. And I promise you, we wrote this pre-game, folks. So far, so good for Michigan. They got JJ into rhythm. And the big boys up front have been wreaking havoc indeed.
Jake Butt had plenty of time in the pregame to think about what his keys were going to be. Touchback there for Hawaii. And let's get now back to Megan McEwen, who was watching Jim Harbaugh interact with his quarterback.
Well, the moment J.J. McCarthy helped with that touchdown drive, he immediately ran over to his head coach, and him and Coach Harbaugh talked for about 30 seconds. Just good body language. He dapped up a couple of players that came by talking to him as well. Overall, really good energy, but that's how JJ's teammates describe him as a positive leader who they love being around.
Jim Harbaugh told us yesterday, look, we've got 2 talented quarterbacks. And let's be honest, you know, Jake, in a school that recruits 4- and 5-star guys, you're going to have talent at every position. He has laid it out for his 2 guys to make a case to be a starter in week 3. Pass play on the 3rd series here for Hawaii. And well off the mark, Wolfall again was the target here for Yellen. And Green was on the coverage. Impact Players brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, and we've seen a lot of Parson.
Yeah, I mean, the Hawaiian offensive line is one of the most veteran groups in the country, and they wanted to get Dedrick Parson going behind them. But so far, he's met the wall of Mozzie Smith and Junior Colson and that Michigan front 7. Nothing much going for the Hawaiian offense. Najee
Bryant-Lele is now your running back here for Hawaii, getting his first snaps here tonight. On 2nd and 10. After the incomplete pass and just miscommunication. Wolfall again, the intended target, but it was Bryant-Lele even who didn't even know the pass was coming.
They were trying to throw a little shoot screen to him. Michigan is very comfortable playing one high man right now. They're leaving their corners on an island, letting them play free. I'll tell you what, Jamon Green with 2 nice reps and one-on-one coverage to start this game.
Yeah, it brings up 3rd and 10. Now for the Rainbow Warriors. Third and long situation. Michigan brings 4. Pass complete, staying on his feet, and the first down for Hawaii. Pinoque picks it up. Jonah Pinoque, who's been a key receiver here for Hawaii, gets the first down.
Yeah, he's been their leading receiver this entire season. This is just a hitch, and you know, DJ Turner over pursues the tackle. Pinoque just slips back inside, and man, for Hawaiian offense that struggled, that is a critical first down to try to find some type of light early in this game.
A pickup of 13. And Pinoque's 10th catch here of the season. Yellen will sidearm pass, and that pass is broken up that time by Jamon Green, and exactly what you've been talking about, Jake Butt.
And I'll tell you, you're trying to throw the hitch from the near hash to the wide numbers. That's a long, long way. Yellen just didn't have enough zip on that pass. And and Jamon Green just came up and batted it right down.
Jamon Green, the top tackler, at least in the secondary. Started against Colorado State in this defense, providing the pressure and a shutout and picking up where it left off in week 1 against Colorado State. 2nd and 10. And Hawaii having no luck on the ground that time. Pushed back Bryant Lille. Last week, how about this defense?
7 sacks, 11 tackles for losses. There was so much question. Hey, who's going to replace Ojabo? Who's going to replace Hutchinson? Well, it was a little bit of everything. They pressured from all 3 levels, and their secondary played a clean game. You know, sometimes when you pressure, you leave yourself vulnerable in the back end. I saw none of that on tape. I'll tell you what, it's fun to see these guys celebrating each other's success. So many guys got involved in the sack party last week.
3rd and long for the 4th time already in this game here for Hawaii. From the shotgun, Yellen gets rid of it. And no play is made well out of the reach of his intended receiver. Saint Restil again applying the pressure. Mike Saint Restil, of course we know his story, converted from being a wide receiver to the defensive side here for Michigan.
It's tough. You know, offensive coordinator Shoemaker said he didn't want to live in 3rd and long because he knew this Michigan defense was going to get after him in the pass rush. But that time it's 3rd and 10. That defensive front can pin their ears back, and that time right in Yellen's face, forcing an errant throw and giving his receiver no chance.
And R.J. Moten coming there on the right side as well. Another punt here for Hawaii. Missing a tackler. Henning trying to make it go. A.J. Henning across the 50. And a huge return for one of the Big Ten's best returners. A 40-yard punt, a return of 36. Michigan goes back to work.
Welcome back to the Big House, and J.J. McCarthy has looked so comfortable back there in the pocket. His offensive line has given him all day. He's been accurate. He's done it down the field. The mid-tier throws, here hitting his tight end Eric All in the flat. The run games look good. Checking all the boxes there for the Michigan offense.
And starting this drive in Hawaii territory, rolling out that time, connecting with his tight end, Schoonmaker. Hear the Schoons in the crowd here at Michigan Stadium.
And just getting him real comfortable here early in the game. Nice little play action, throw it to your tight end to the flat. Won't make any highlight tapes, but all of a sudden you're sitting here 2nd and 4. And as an offensive coordinator, your playbook is wide open. Sharon Moore and Matt Weiss, they love to be in this situation all day long.
To pick up a 6, they've scored on 10 of their 12 possessions here this year. This Michigan offense has. Donovan Edwards.
There he goes.
And there goes J.J. McCarthy. Edwards was the running back. McCarthy showing off his wheels a little bit, revealing this week, and Jim Harbaugh revealing this week he can go 4-5 with the 40.
Let's see. All right, so you're sitting there, you're going to run this read option. Once again, this is their bread and butter. You're going to show the handoff, and there's the defensive end. Got his eyes in the backfield. J.J. knows to pull it, and you got your tight end, Eric Hall, big physical guy, putting a hat on a hat out in space.
That sort of ability to run the ball.
It just stresses defense.
Is a difference maker.
It does. Sharon Moore said it was a numbers game. It's another ball carrier the defenses have to account for.
His first carry for 16 yards. And 1st and 10 from the 20. Reverse play. Here's Wilson again. Wilson will take it in. He's got his 2nd score. Roman Wilson from 21 out. A big start for Big Blue.
Roman Wilson, the Hawaiian native, 2 touchdowns to start off the game. Extra prideful, man, playing your hometown state. Looking real explosive.
Moody is perfect and extra points. How about 3 plays, 43 yards, 1:21 of time. McCarthy loves it. Nothing advantage, Michigan over Hawaii. A couple of touchdowns already for Roman Wilson. Honolulu native. His mom grew up in St. Ignace here in Michigan. Dad from Kalamazoo, but they both moved to Hawaii before he was born. And you look at what he's been able to do here tonight. He's talked about how it's a little surreal to take on Hawaii, a school and a program that he grew up watching. And we head down to Megan McEwen with more on that story.
Lisa, like you said, Roman Wilson was raised actually in Maui. In fact, his mother, Colleen, still lives there. And although Wilson didn't grow up going to Hawaii football games, the Rainbow Warriors were actually his first college offer. So he says playing Hawaii tonight is a full circle moment for him. Despite the fact that Michigan are the heavy favorites in this game, he says this is definitely a game he's been looking forward to since he arrived in Ann Arbor.
Went to a very prestigious St. Louis school in Hawaii. 13 players on this Hawaiian team from that school.
Couple coaches too.
Timmy Chang is one, the head coach, the defensive coordinator. Jacob Yoro is another. And trying to move the ball in any way that they can. The Rainbow Warriors are running into just a wall of Michigan defenders. Timmy Chang, his alma mater, as we talked about, St. Louis High School, and some well-known football alum, right, across the country that have gone there.
Marcus Mariota, the Tagovailoa brothers, Nick Herbig, the Wisconsin outside linebacker. They have talent on that island. But going forward, as this program transitions, Timmy Chang is going to need to keep some of that talent home.
On 2nd and 7. Yellen trying to draw Michigan off sides, won't work. A one-handed grab and nicely done by Jordan Murray. Heard a lot about him, the talented tight end, and he jumped out to you as well.
Absolutely. He's got all the measurables. He's 6'5", 240. That time the ball on his back shoulder, a difficult catch, but shows fluid hips, spins around, comes down with it. I mean, you look at him, say, this guy has everything to be an NFL tight end. I know they want to target him and get him involved early in this game.
It's a gain of 13 and a first down play here for Hawaii. Trying to run maybe a quicker pace offense that's off the hands that time of Parson.
You know, Lisa, you bring up the high school and Timmy Chang and Roman Wilson. You know, Timmy Chang had offers on the mainland. He had consideration from Cal and USC, and his own dad wanted him to go to the mainland. He thought there was more opportunity. Timmy Chang said, no, Dad, I want to stay home. This is where I want to be. Now he's back coaching his alma mater. As he gets through some recruiting cycles, he's going to have to sell that same vision to the Hawaiian natives to try to keep some of that talent home.
Yellen to Parson, brought down in the backfield, and the first to get to him, McGregor. Braden McGregor put together a pretty good game in week 1, and he got in the backfield on that play. Timmy Chang, his career with Hawaii, you remember him as a player at the time.
Oh yeah.
17,000 career passing yards was the most in NCAA history. Since been surpassed, a 2-time all-conference player. He's been to bowl games. He has seen the absolute highs of Hawaii football as a player.
Oh, certainly. And, you know, what better guy to come back? Similar to Jim Harbaugh, your quarterback coming back and understanding the culture. You bring in your quarterback and Timmy Chang back to Hawaii to help change the culture.
Well, Chang in Hawaii up against another 3rd and long. Opportunity 3rd and 12. And incomplete right at the 50-yard line. But, man, it was deflected by some Michigan defenders, and Harrell was all over it.
No, even if you don't get there, you still affect the pass. And this one, R.J. Moten, it's coming right to you. Oh! No, he's going to want to have that one back. You can see the frustration in his face. That one was gift wrap for him. But Jalen Harrell once again showing up. A productive game last week. Was all over the backfield that time once again.
4 tackles, a split sack against Colorado State. 1 hopper. So far, A.J. Henning has wanted to field A lot of these punts, but that one rolls deep into Michigan territory at about the 6-yard line. Football on the Big Ten Network is presented by Hampton by Hilton. There's a distance you got to travel here for Hawaii. 6-hour time difference from Hawaii to the Eastern time zone. 4,460 miles one way. We started actually the map, Jake, but with our director Billy Proctor, who's a Hawaiian native, from his front porch in Maui.
That's correct. About 9,000 miles. It's a long way out here, a long way home. Listening to some of these Hawaiian players talk, though, they said, hey, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to come to Ann Arbor and play in front of 100,000-plus fans, a historic stadium here in the Big House. You can say what you want, man. These Hawaiian Rainbow Warriors, they play tough, and they're excited about this matchup.
Well, deep in Michigan territory, Edwards gets the carry and doesn't go anywhere on that play. Let's check back with Megan McEwen.
Well, the Hawaiian travel schedule is certainly something that not many envy. It was an 8.5-hour plane ride from Hawaii to Ann Arbor. They came in on Wednesday. Then they're trying to stay on Hawaiian time. So last night, the team went to bed at midnight, which is about 6 p.m. Hawaiian time. Woke up at noon today, which is 6 a.m. Hawaiian time, and just trying to stay hydrated as they try to compete out here with Michigan.
Yeah, with the 9 o'clock Eastern start, pushed back because of the weather, it's about a 3 o'clock afternoon start for them. Off the hands that time, a perfect opportunity. An underneath route. We have seen some drops. That one coming from Bell. We saw a few drops with Cade McNamara at quarterback last week.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't a perfect game, and this time, no, didn't get a hand on it. That's one Ronnie Bell should catch. He's a veteran guy, had it right in his hands. I know he expects to catch that.
And the first incomplete pass, too, by the way, from McCarthy, 4 of 5 after that play. Brings up 3rd and 10. This is the toughest that this Michigan offense has had here in this first quarter.
This is great. Let's see what JJ does in an adverse situation. It's 3rd and long. You're backed up to your own goal line.
We got a timeout coming here for Michigan. Second timeout of the first half. We will step aside for 30.
Hey, quick one. Quick one. Hey, quick. One more, sir.
Last week's starter, Cade McNamara, waiting on the sideline for his turn. We do expect to see him at some point here tonight. You see his numbers, but 14 of those 18 pass attempts were catchable. On 3rd down, short pass play that time to Ronnie Bell, who drops it. It was deflected and pushed out of the hands.
I'll tell you, Ronnie's going to want both these back. Again, a veteran guy. He's been through the ringer. JJ comes right back to him after the drop, but listen, especially backed up in your own end zone, you got to secure the ball. That time had a helmet right on the ball and jarred it loose, but I mean, really, there's no excuse, especially backed up in your end zone. If there's any saving grace, he jumped back on it and allowed your punt team, Brad Robbins, to take over.
Yeah, I spoke too soon about him hanging on to the football. Kaulana Makaula poked it loose defensively for Hawaii. And out of the end zone, that was close. Caught it about 48. Near midfield, it will be the best field position that Hawaii will start a drive with. Next Saturday, another great slate of football comes your way on the Big Ten Network. Indiana, Northwestern, Wisconsin, and Iowa see action during a triple header. It all starts with Big Ten Tailgate next Saturday on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Iowa, Wisconsin, and Northwestern, the only ones falling short here so far across the Big Ten Conference. All 14 teams involved. We showed you 8 games on the Big Ten Network here throughout the day. Any one of these games caught your eye throughout the day?
A couple of them over there on the other side of the conference in the West. the Wisconsin game and the Iowa game. Iowa's offense has really struggled to get anything going in Wisconsin. Upset by Washington State. There was many favorite to win the Big Ten West this year. An early season loss.
Bryant Lele with the carry. That was Chris Jenkins getting in the backfield. And Jenkins with a couple of solo tackles last week, a sack in a start for Michigan last week. Brings up 2nd and 10.
It's been disruptive already today. It's his 2nd time in the backfield. That veteran Hawaiian offensive line is really struggling to protect some of those big boys on the Michigan defensive front.
Those big boys pitching a shutout here so far, and that's the kind of the reaction. This Michigan defense will get a couple of touchdowns for number 14, and it's a 21-0 advantage. Drumline and the band on the field here for Michigan, and a good start for the Wolverines, 21-0 after 1 quarter is complete. Flashback time, Jake, but what do you see?
I see an explosive tight end to the 10 to the 5. Wow. I'll tell you what, Lisa. I don't know if I know this guy.
Questionable guy.
Pretty good. Oh, wait a second.
That's you.
That's me. Good
Welcome back, like I said, to Ann Arbor. And you did a couple spring games for us for the Big Ten Network. First fall football game is a long pass play attempt, and it's broken up. And coming over for Michigan, they read that. It's Makari Page coming over the safety spot.
So once again, they're putting these running backs, this time DJ Turner on an island. Can you run with our best receiver on a double move? Essentially runs the route for him, but then there comes Makari Page, reading Joey Yellen's eyes, coming across the field and almost coming down with the pick. You know, I saw Makari Page in the walkthrough today, Lisa. He's about 6'5", must be about 210, 215. He looks like an NBA player.
He's listed technically at 6'4", 200. Now that brings up 3rd and 10.
6'5".
You had him at 6'5", huh?
And there he is again.
Broken up. Page with that 6'4", 6'5" frame, getting it done in the last 2 plays.
Well, that's the advantage of it, is he's matched up against a big tight end in Jordan Murray, who's also 6'4", 6'5", who's also 240. Well, you need a big body to stop him. That time Makari Page is locked in man-to-man with the big tight end. He reads it like a book, he triggers it, he makes the play. And even knocks the big tight end back.
3rd and long 5 times for this Hawaiian offense. And with that drive, that was their best field position. Matthew Shipley is the punter and the kicker here for Hawaii. And he sends one Henning's way. That takes a hop and brought down at the 10-yard line. Football on the Big Ten Network is presented by Hampton by Hilton. And the 12th night game here at Michigan Stadium, the latest kickstart here at Michigan Stadium. J.J. McCarthy getting his first career start, and that was on the first series here for Michigan.
Yeah, did it downfield. Did it here on a shorter throw, hit the tight end. He's been all over the place. Helped guys get lined up. That's really running the offense. Kind of like a veteran, you know, even though he's a young player, this is his first start. He does have experience in big games. He played a significant amount for the Michigan offense last year.
Whistle before the snap. We got a timeout for Hawaii. Interesting coming out of the commercial break. Hawaii had to burn its first timeout here in the first half. Next Saturday, we're all Big Ten all morning. Dave Revson, Jared DiNardo, Howard Griffith, Nicole Auerbach preview every matchup while Mike Hall and Brock Vereen deliver all the fun from Bloomington. Big Ten Tailgate presented by Tums next Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern on the Big Ten Network. Was catching some of their work this morning. Of course, Tailgate in Columbus. Did you check out the Mike Hall meeting, the Michael Hall Jr. feature that he did?
Did I? I think I might have missed that.
Oh my gosh, you gotta check it out. You will laugh at least 10 times.
All right. I got a road trip home tomorrow. It's going to be good contact.
In typical Mike Hall fashion.
Right. Always looking for content, Lisa.
1st and 10. Michigan beginning the last 2 series inside its own 10. And a handoff there to Corum, who has picked up one of the touchdowns here from Michigan tonight.
I'll tell you, the Hawaiian defense clearly not playing a perfect game, but they knew this would be a challenge. And Timmy Chang said, hey, we got to control the controllables. We got to come up when we have an opportunity to make a tackle. We need to make a tackle. We need to be assignment sound. We need to be gap sound. Even though it's been less than perfect, they're in a transition. They have done some nice things here early in the game, that tackle being a nice one.
On 2nd and 8. McCarthy. Again, he has been so successful in the air and goes right back to Bell. I like that call, and Bell hangs on.
Certainly. I was just going to say the same thing, Lisa. The confidence to go right back to your guy and Ronnie Bell. Drop the pass, had a fumble, but hey, we're going to come right back to you. And this time, Ronnie's just going to find that little soft zone. The offensive line gives JJ such a good, clean pocket. He can really step in there and deliver a strike to Ronnie. I love it. Ronnie's one of your veteran guys. Seems like he's been playing here in Michigan for a number of years, coming right back to him to start the drive.
Already over 100 passing yards here from McCarthy, who gives it right back to Corum. Jake, going back to Ronnie Bell, obviously a crowd favorite after getting injured in the first game last year. When he caught his one pass last week, this place went absolutely nuts. I mean, it was like a 9-yard gain, and the place went nuts for him.
And rightfully so. And I've done my ACL 3 times. It's a long recovery. It's really not the physical, it's the mental. Questioning yourself, will I be able to come back? Ronnie Bell out there without a knee brace, showing the utmost confidence in his health. And so far, looking pretty good.
2nd and 10.
They got him again.
McCarthy keeps it deep downfield. Bell grabs it. Cornelius Johnson with the big pass connection right downfield and sets up Michigan for a big play. A gain of 54. How about ringing the bell with Cornelius Johnson?
Here comes Ronnie across the field, and Cornelius Johnson, that safety plays Ronnie, so Cornelius Johnson gets behind the defense, and there you get to see the big, accurate arm of J.J. McCarthy doing it downfield, hitting Cornelius Johnson. And a big play to set up this Michigan offense now inside the 15 with a chance to score.
Fakes it to Edwards, and a line shot for 6. Ronnie Bell with his first touchdown of 2022.
Now this is just a timing route. Ronnie Bell on the post. JJ's going to show a quick play action, and then right as he breaks, he's going to deliver a strike right on Ronnie Bell's helmet. I'll tell you what, JJ has played such a good game so far, coming right back to his veteran Ronnie Bell. Accurate throw right on the face mask. And I'll tell you what, Ronnie Bell not blinking. So you got to have a short memory in this game. Put the pass behind you.
They're going to review this, Jake Butt.
All right, I'll hold my excitement. I'm a little excited there. Okay.
A possible targeting play.
Okay.
Larry Smith, the referee. Tom Fiedler is your replay official.
A couple of things we've learned this offseason. Clear intent in leading with the crown of the helmet. I feel like that may check both of those boxes.
At first, you got to determine if he's defenseless, right?
And I would say
catching the pass, or receiver attempting to catch a pass, which is what we have here with Bell.
Correct.
Makes him a defenseless player, in my mind. So you need contact to the head or neck area. And it's the first contact, is that to the shoulder?
After review, there's no foul for targeting.
Okay.
Number 25 to remain in the game. You have the try.
And it's got to be because the first contact was to the shoulder, and not to the neck or head or neck area.
You know, I like it in these situations. I think we should lean more towards letting the players play. You never want to take a guy. You only get so many opportunities to take the field unless it's malicious. You know, you'd love to let the players play. That certainly wasn't malicious. But it only added to the degree of difficulty. Ronnie Bell.
Moody, still perfect for extra points.
J.J. McCarthy showing off the fastball. Look at this one. Whips it in there, puts it on his face mask. And Ronnie Bell finishes the drive.
Monday, you can stream men's soccer live on the Big Ten Plus app as the Wolverines face Detroit Mercy. There's no plus like home. Download the Big Ten Plus app and subscribe today. A little over 12 minutes remaining for this first half. Jake Butt, Lisa Bynes, and Megan McEwen on the sideline with you. Dean Blandino with us. We need to check in with our rules analyst. Jake Moody will kick off in a 28-0 advantage for Michigan. Fair catch call. Well, J.J. McCarthy has been impressive in terms of leadership as well.
Absolutely. I mean, his post-snap accuracy has been almost perfect. Here he is. Luke Schoonmaker's coming across the formation. J.J. saying, hey, Luke. You're supposed to be over here. Getting him lined up because we need Luke to pull around and lead your running back up through the hole. So, you know, Michigan and Jim Harbaugh, I played for him. He has complex offenses, a lot of shifts, a lot of motions. It's a lot to ask of your quarterback, but I'll tell you, JJ's shown it. He has a complete knowledge of the totality of the offense, and I'll tell you what,
those numbers,
the talent has shown too, yeah.
Those numbers and that one incomplete pass, let's not forget that was a dropped pass that should have been caught. Trying to chase that edge and count them, 3 Michigan defenders, Hawkey and Harrell, again the first.
Yep. Jalen Harrell is going to be a problem this year. Just set that edge with such violence, such strength. Really nowhere, no movement from this Hawaiian offensive line, nowhere for their running backs to go.
Total yards, quite the differential. Look at that, 278 to 32 so far here tonight. It was expected to be a lopsided affair here in Ann Arbor, and it's turning out to be exactly that. Yellen, the starting quarterback, out to the right side, a hard hit, and a heat-seeking missile named DJ Turner got all over that.
Michigan injury report update. Tight end Eric Hall went into the injury tent for about 10 minutes. He is now out and on the sidelines. He has an undisclosed injury, but he is available. Right now he's on the warm-up bike, gingerly rowing on the bike rather, but he is allowed to play and available. No word on if he will actually go back in.
Thank you, Megan. 3rd and 6 here for Hawaii. Pocket collapsing on the edges, and down goes Yellen. Mike Morris with the sack.
I'll tell you what, it's the totality of this Michigan defense. That one was as much a coverage sack as it was a true pass rush. Yellen stepping up in the pocket, there's no one there, and Mike Morris comes up and under and sacks Yellen. Look at this coverage. There's no one open. Guys passing off the routes, communicating with each other. Jesse Minter has got to be really pleased with what he's seen from this defense to start the game.
Defensive coordinator Jesse Minter from Michigan. Fair catch call right at midfield at about the 46-yard line. And that's where this Michigan offense will go back to work. Go ahead, Mike Morris. Coming up at the half, it's the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup halftime report with Dave, Howard, and Jerry in our Chicago studios. I have to work a little bit of a longer day with some of the weather delays that we had in Bloomington and here in Ann Arbor. Around the conference, some big players making some big plays here today. Jake Butt.
Yep, there you go. The Hawaiian native, Tulia Tagovailoa there in Maryland, having a successful day. Marvin Harrison Jr., the son of Colts legend Marvin Harrison. And Chase Brown, the Illinois running back, just continues to chip away. 100 yards, 100 yards, 100 yards.
Leading the FBS, as you saw there.
Stud.
And he continues to build on it. It's Edwards who's got a crease and over to the 40, pushed out at the 30-yard line and the near sideline.
I'll tell you what, this Michigan offensive line and tight ends is playing a very, very good game. I mean, Donovan Edwards gets through this hole virtually untouched. They love this gap scheme. They got two pullers, one guard, and one tight end. Leading their talented sophomore back, Donovan Edwards, up through the hole, and there you see the speed down the sideline.
Andrell Anthony, too, a key block on that play.
Edwards now motioning. We know he can catch passes. We know he's a matchup night where he's got a linebacker on him.
Tough receiver at the bottom of your screen.
They're going to go to him.
Airs it out to Edwards, who rises up just short of the goal line. Pick up of 33. Nice call, Jake.
I'll tell you what, Lisa, this is what you want. Football's a game of matchups. If you're going to put a linebacker on Donovan Edwards, Sharon Moore and Matt Weiss are going to go to that all day. J.J. McCarthy once again accurate, dropping the egg in the basket.
They feed Edwards, hunting for the goal line. It's a Michigan touchdown.
And let him finish the drive. Why not? You break a run, you catch a pass. We'll give you the touchdown, Donovan Edwards. We love our touchdowns, but we love a beautiful pitch and catch. Look at this one. Not too many running backs in the country can do that so naturally. Look at the separation there on the Hawaiian linebacker. And then why not, Donovan? We'll throw the dog a bone. Go ahead and finish the drive with the touchdown.
It's an all Edwards drive. Three plays, 59 yards, a minute and 11 seconds. All Donovan Edwards, by the way, just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore. Talented class. Part of J.J. McCarthy's class. They got some serious chemistry.
Edwards roommates with J.J., by the way.
Aiden Hutchinson was born to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Let's go. I realized that I might be able to turn my dream into a reality.
The Detroit Lions select Aiden Hutchinson.
Follow Aiden Hutchinson's path to realizing his NFL dream. The big story Wednesday at 7 Eastern on Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Aiden's probably tuning into this one. He makes his NFL debut with the Lions tomorrow against the Eagles just down the road in Detroit.
Sure, if you're a fan of Michigan athletics, you'll be tuning into your guy, Aiden Hutchinson, making his NFL debut. Would imagine he has a very long and successful career, Lisa.
I thought you were going to say a very long ticket request list.
Well, I would imagine that too.
For tomorrow's game. Fair catch call there for Hawaii. And this Michigan defense has been awfully impressive. We've talked about the chip Jesse Minter shared with us, the chip that this defense is playing with, and there have been so much about what this defense had lost, right? Aiden Hutchinson being one, David Ojabo, Axe Hill, just to name a few. Minter's response to this defense, and he said this is the first thing he told him, we are team 143. Yeah. I don't need to find who's going to replace those guys. I need the best version of you this year.
Yeah, and another thing he said, Lisa, is he said this defensive front felt disrespected, like they were nobodies. Now, you know, those Ojabo and Hutch, they got the majority of the snaps, but these guys across the D-line have experience, and now it's their chance to be a starter and put their mark in Michigan history.
Smothered, it's Upshaw, the first to get to it. Taylor Upshaw Hastings maybe the edge position with 25 games, 28 tackles coming into tonight, including this one.
And this one's great to see. I think Taylor Upshaw had a good game. I thought he could have been better in instances last week. And that time, hey, he said, don't ever put a tight end on me, guys. I'm too big, too strong. That time he walked Jordan Murray back and brought the Hawaiian running back down in the backfield. That's really, really encouraging to see for the Michigan defensive line.
On 2nd and 10, Parson heads back the other way. Jesse Minter, defensive coordinator, a third defensive coordinator in 3 years at Michigan, but he's in the Harbaugh family. Began as a...
He's with the Ravens.
With the Ravens.
Yeah, he was with the Ravens. Part of that Baltimore Ravens scheme. Really enjoyed our conversation with him. You could just feel his football IQ. Go back and watch the film from last week. You watch what Michigan's doing. They are disguising coverages. They are disguising blitzes. It forces the offense to kind of be on their heels. The Michigan defense is their aggressor, showing multiple looks.
Brings up 3rd and 8. Sends it over to Parson. And a gain of about 2 on that play, well short of the first down.
And another thing Jesse Minter talked about was he was so happy to see how many hats were flowing to the ball last week. And there's another one. Hawaii tries the screen, but you see 5, 6, 7 winged helmets flying to the ball carrier. It's just quality team defense at this point. They heard the whole offseason. How are they going to replace all that talent? Well, they've sure looked good so far here early in the season.
Henning again fields it. He's been looking to take one, and not that time. 6:22 left to play before halftime. Michigan has been dominant.
Let me know if Kate's... Michigan up 35-0 on Hawaii. And the only person smiling bigger inside the big house besides Jake Butt is quarterback J.J. McCarthy. When he came off that last touchdown drive, he had the biggest smile on his face, dapping up every single teammate. I'm talking offense and defensive players as he made his way down the sidelines. Now Cade McNamara is taking over. Cade has been locked in throughout the first and half of the second quarter. On the sideline at the very front, making sure he can see every single play. He has been keeping close tabs on the quarterback situation in this game.
You see McNamara's numbers last week against Colorado State, and his first appearance that was scripted. We knew we would see him at some point here tonight. McNamara on his first snap is back to throw, and again finds a Ronnie Bell trying to chase down those sticks and brought down at the 40-yard line. And the one thing that strikes me, Jake, is so much dialogue between McNamara and McCarthy and how they are supporting each other.
And that's really all they've done. You know, so much of this talk and controversy has been outside the program. We talked to quarterback coach Matt Weiss. You heard JJ say it. These guys are friends. They support each other. They want to see each other win. Ultimately, it's about the team. And that's all either of these guys have done since they've been here. That's why Cade was elected captain as well. He is a leader of this team.
Just one to go here from Michigan. Corum gets the handoff and the first down, and a little bit more. Tripped up across midfield. He'll be spotted just at the 37-yard line.
Bread and butter Michigan football. Get some down blocks, play side, and get some guys pulling around and create some vertical seams for your good backs to run downhill. Coach Mike Hart challenged these two backs. Hey, you had some nice 8-yard runs, some 10, 12-yard runs. I want you to break a tackle and start breaking off 20, 30, 40-yard runs. So far, so good for Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards.
That was considerable. He's flirting with 100 yards maybe in the first half. He got rid of it in a hard hit. One of the better defenders, Panay Pavihi, laying down the lumber. And you know, Jim Harbaugh has had two quarterbacks to decide between before. You go back to his 49ers days between Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And we asked him yesterday in our meetings. I had asked, what's the lesson that you learned? And he said, quite frankly, I've learned I'd rather have two really good quarterbacks. What coach wouldn't?
That's exactly right. And who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? He brought up the Alabama situation when they won the national championship. They had Jalen Hurts. They had Tua Tagovailoa. They had two good quarterbacks there in San Francisco. You had Alex Smith. Okay, Alex Smith is winning a lot of ball games. He's taking you to the playoffs. Jim Harbaugh is known to be unconventional. He's actually probably comfortable when he's a little unconventional. Even with Alex Smith winning those games, he brought in Colin Kaepernick. Another similarity there is Kaepernick's running ability. Everywhere Jim's been, his identity has been downhill run game. Well, J.J. McCarthy, we've already seen it today. He provides that extra running element to your offense.
McNamara back to pass and absolutely smothered that time. In the backfield, Ta'ala.
There you go. Blessman Ta'ala, our impact player. He's a veteran guy. Has played a lot of snaps for this Hawaiian defense. That time he beat Zinder inside and just nowhere for Cade to go. It's a really nice move by Blessman. Cade just doesn't have the time to make his reads. And there you go, Hawaiian defense showing up.
And two veterans, Ta'ala in the backfield on that play. I mentioned Kavihi making the hard hit. Those are two veterans in this Hawaiian defense. Ta'ala has not missed a single game in 4 years played in Hawaii. And Hawaii calling its second timeout. We will step aside for 30. One timeout left for both of these teams here before the half. 3:26 left to play. Take Buck, Lisa Bynes, and Megan McEwen with us on the sideline. Dean Blandino, rules analyst, with us as well. A 35-0 advantage. Rough series for Cade McNamara.
Oh, rough series for Michigan's offense.
Michigan's offense, yes.
That one to me is not on Cade at all. Gave up some pressure from the O-line. You know, this Hawaiian defense hadn't had a sack yet on the season, Lisa. So, you know, it's a point of pride. Michigan is the first one to give up a sack to that Hawaiian defensive line.
Jake, you said no sacks until here.
Here's Blessman right here on the interior, and he's going against one of Michigan's best offensive linemen, one of their most experienced offensive linemen, Zach Zinner. Zach Zinner, he just oversets this, sets two laterally, and Blessman reads out of it. An experienced guy, never missed a start in his career, and he comes back underneath. Again, you know, it's not on Cade.
Yeah.
It's not on Cade.
Well, even before that play, Jake, a drop pass again for one of Cade's attempts. Not getting the pass protection that he needed on that play. And first down deep in Hawaiian territory.
Like saying yourself, blitzing, no?
Yellen hands it off. Najee Bryant Relay getting the carry. Getting halftime coming up. Reese's halftime report. Joey Yellen getting the start, back-to-back weeks for that man. Timmy Chang. Braden Shager dealing with a shoulder injury. Practiced in very minimal fashion, we're told, here this week. He traveled, we believe he dressed. Just probably wouldn't be available unless they got to a third quarterback kind of situation here tonight. On 2nd and 4. And a mistimed route was looking for Pinoque. DJ Turner on the coverage. Zona Pinoque, the leader of a brotherhood movement, right? This is something that Hawaii has tried to rally behind. Lots of turmoil in this program right now. Timmy Chang taking over in one of the toughest kinds of situations, culture problems under the last regime. An exodus of players. Transfers coming out, transfers coming in. And a lot of fluidity right now in this roster here for Hawaii. Yellen getting chased out of the pocket. No choice but to try to give it away. Quarterback pressure coming from Michigan. And Michael Barrett.
There's Michael Barrett just on the blitz. Right down the pipe. Needed help from your guard there. Needed help from your running back. Yellen just didn't get it. Had to evacuate the pocket. And the best he could do was just throw that ball away.
3 and out on 6 of the 8 possessions of this first half here for Hawaii.
Situational football. Michigan's going to get this ball back with about 2 minutes left. You only get so many of those reps. It's going to be invaluable.
Received at about the 50. And Hawaii on the hot pursuit on A.J. Henning. Built for success, presented by Rocket Mortgage. Look at Michigan's starting quarterback from tonight. This Michigan defense quarterback story, certainly one of the big headlines, but we highlight the Michigan defense last week, awfully tough again against Hawaii.
That's a
negative
stat.
or no gain, how about that? 19 plays to 10 positive plays. Speaking of that starting quarterback, McCarthy's back in. He hands off to Stokes. Stokes breaks one down the left side, over to the 31-yard line.
You know, Lisa, I like my running backs to run a little angry. This hole is wide open. CJ Stokes reads it. I like my running backs to run angry. That time, stiff arm, but how about this one? Running downhill, finishing the run. Low, violent pads. There's the stiff arm. And here's the finish. Boom! You can hear the pads cracking up here in the press box.
Pickup of 22 for the first down. Stokes again, this time to the right side. Looking for some blockers. Gets across the 25-yard line. Jake, there's been so much talk about who's going to be that third back, right, for Michigan. And CJ Stokes is maybe kind of making his stamp in that spot right now.
Well, they told us he's got the lead in this third running back spot. A track guy, he's got speed, he's got physicality, he's got everything you want.
Into Bell.
You know, putting JJ back in this game, I think it's a product of the situation. You're down here, it's 2 minutes left in the half. That's a valuable situation for a young quarterback. You have a certain amount of plays that you like to run. You see they're running up tempo, hurry up. How is he operating the offense, getting guys lined up, making his reads, getting the snap off on time? All those reps are invaluable in game, and he's marching them right down the field.
McCarthy to throw in the end zone. Darius Cornelius Johnson. 17 yards to Painter.
This is just playing such a good game, stepping up in the pocket and delivering a strike into the end zone to Cornelius Johnson. That's an off-tempo throw. That really wasn't an out route. Cornelius Johnson felt his quarterback step up, and you can just see the chemistry. His accuracy has to be about 100% right now, Lisa. I haven't seen him miss a throw all day.
Well, he's thrown 7 straight passes, by the way. Johnson picks up the touchdown, an on-the-money pass from his QB. receivers, including Johnson. A couple of catches for Johnson, 71 yards, and a score. And you've said it. McCarthy has looked fantastic here in this first half. Fair catch call.
I mean, he's done everything you ask of him today. Hasn't really missed a single throw. He's been extremely accurate. He's been clean in his reads. He's thrown the ball down the field. He's hit it in the flat. There you see him on a timing post to Ronnie Bell. And here he is, off schedule, stepping up in the pocket, finding his receiver, throwing over a Hawaiian defender. He's all smiles there on the sideline. He's got to be real happy with this performance. Done it through the air, done it on the ground. He only has one completion, and that was a drop.
One incompletion, right? The drop late in the first quarter is where it came. But to your point, Jake, it's maybe not something to put McCarthy back in. Maybe not necessarily a slight on McNamara, but a situational kind of deal that with under 2 minutes left to play in the half, get some valuable experience in that way.
Well, you know, he played last year, and he played in situations, but a 2 minute is a specific situation. You have a certain amount of play calls you want to get to. You have a certain way you run your offense that, you know, even though JJ had experience, he may not have had the game reps in these 2 minute or late game situations. So to me, it wasn't about Cade. It was about Jim saying, hey, let's get JJ back in there and let's operate our 2 minute offense.
Got a flag coming in from the far side. 17 seconds left to play. JJ McCarthy has talked to the media this week how
during the run, holding, excuse me, during the run, holding, offense, number 7. 10-yard penalty, second down.
That's on Jordan Murray, the tight end there for Hawaii. JJ McCarthy telling us he was always preparing to be the guy. Look at the holding call here.
Tell you what, Braden McGregor he might have got away with the face mask there too, Lisa. It looked like he grabbed the face mask of Dedrick Parson.
The holding first, perhaps.
The holding first, but
face mask second.
I'll tell you, Braden McGregor put out some great tape last week. Showed multiple pass rush moves, was constantly in the backfield, extremely disruptive.
Final play of the half.
And there he is again.
McGregor putting some really good tape down here in week 2 here from Michigan, and Michigan as a team putting down some really good tape. A 42-0 score here at halftime. Michigan Wolverines, 40 or more points in the first half. For the first time, you got to go back to 2016. Maybe that 60-minute delay for Kit because of a lightning delay was got him revved up and ready to go.
2016, Lisa. That happened to be my senior year.
Who played in 2016?
It feels like yesterday and an eternity ago at the same time. I don't quite understand it.
JJ McCarthy, a first half to remember for him in his first career start. 229 passing yards, generating all kinds of Michigan offense. Our Reese's halftime report with the guys in Chicago coming up. Michigan up big, 42-0. Network is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense, and by Discover, the official credit card of the Big Ten Conference. That was taken in the pregame there for JJ McCarthy, but plenty to smile about here now that we're at halftime. Jake Butt, Lisa Bynes, and Megan McEwen, and Dean Blandino with you here from the big house under the lights. And the test and the question was, how would JJ do in his first start? I think he's passed with flying colors in the first half.
To say the least. I mean, I don't know if you can say a guy ever played a perfect football game. Never in my life have I seen that, but I would say JJ, even looking at his stats, it's about as close to perfection as you could ever get. I mean, we talked going into the game, we knew he was going to be able to affect it on the ground, his ability in the read option. But the downfield passes, to me, were a product of the Hawaiian defense understanding, hey, JJ's a threat to run the ball. The throw to Roman Wilson, off play action. The downfield throw to Cornelius Johnson, off play action. So even though he's such a threat with his feet, what it does is open the door to downfield passes in the pass game. And he delivered it with accuracy and timing and rhythm today. Really an explosive, clean, all-around great performance for J.J. McCarthy in his first start.
As scripted, Cade McNamara got the start last week, J.J. McCarthy this week, and Jim Harbaugh will make a decision on who will be his quarterback starter in week number 3. Isaiah Gash, one of the Michigan players, back to receive the opening kick. The second half, he's going to take it out of the end zone. Gash across the 10-yard line. Let's check in with Megan McEwen.
Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh was really happy with quarterback J.J. McCarthy's performance in that first half, more than 200 yards throwing the ball. I asked him what impressed him most about McCarthy's performance. He said he's throwing accurately, on time, and just overall making really good decisions. Harbaugh also really happy with his offensive line, in addition to wide receiver Roman Wilson. I also spoke with Hawaii head coach Chang, and he said that defensively, his front has to do a better job lining up. They're losing a lot of one-on-one battles. He needs everybody to go back to the fundamentals.
Cade McNamara to start the second half here for Michigan. And the handoff there to Stokes.
CJ Stokes.
It's about halfway, picks up a few yards, picks up about 3 on that play. 410 yards in the first half. That's the most in the half under Jim Harbaugh.
410 yards would be good for a total game, but that time they did it in a half, and gotta feel really, really good about that first half. But hey, a lot of football left to be played. Cade McNamara in here at quarterback. I think they're still going to push the issue here.
2nd and 7. Rolling out McNamara with pressure in his face and finds relief there from Matthew Hibner, the tight end. They got a slew of tight ends to pick from on this roster here this year. Pick up a 5.
Boy, does that 88 look beautiful. Don't know what it is. There's something about a Michigan tight end and the double 8.
Something about an 88 getting the most yards, most receptions ever by a Michigan tight end.
You read the notes, Lisa.
I do my research.
I know you do.
3rd and 2.
All right, move the chains. You got to move the chains here. Playbook's wide open. Do you run it?
Dunlap is in for the first time, trying to push his way. Nothing going there up the middle on 3rd and 2. You know what, Zach, you returned to campus. You were showing us your All-American photo.
Yeah.
The trophy case. John Mackey Award winner. And I love just listening to you take it all in.
It's, oh man. It's such a special place, man. I came in here as a young boy, had no idea what was going on, no idea what this place would mean to me. Really played 4 years here, went through adversity, went through growth, experienced some great times, met some of my best friends, met my fiance. You know, at least I was thinking about this. They call it the big house, but you know, there's a difference between a house and a home. You know, when you go house shopping, it's a new build, it's just the drywall. There's not much going on, right? But a home, you have memories in. You know, it's where you grew up. It hits something in your soul that goes beyond words, you know, and we'll always call this the big house, but truly, like, it's good to be home, you know.
302 straight games with 100,000 plus in the stadium here tonight, the 12th night game at Michigan Stadium. You're getting all poetic here. We still got a full second half left to play, my friend.
Gotta wipe my tears off. All right, back to it.
Yellen and Parson in the backfield. Yellen. And he's overshot his receivers time and time again, Walthall has kind of been the target of some of those overthrows, but it does non-conference home record for teams across the country. And you look at Michigan sitting at 17-0. Power 5 teams. Clemson picked up a win. NC State, Penn State, Alabama, the only team that you see there that played on the road. And what a win that they picked up here today.
No easy wins in this game. Jim Harbaugh used to tell us we celebrate all wins. Nothing is guaranteed, so you're undefeated. That's definitely a sense of pride.
Parson takes it, the spin, getting closer to the sticks. He's still going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. And it brings up third down. Looks like Jalen Perry is the player down for Michigan. We will step aside. Jalen Perry needed help to the locker room in the break. Graduate student. Last year played in 9 games here for Michigan. Here's a look at what happened. So that left ankle that might have gotten tied up in the field turf. There. Yeah. Perhaps. Third and short here for Hawaii. Batted down, the pass on the edge. Mason Graham all over it. 3 and out 7 times now for Hawaii tonight.
Mason Graham, we asked Coach Minter, we asked Coach Harbaugh, who are some of these young guys you're excited to see? He was an early enrollee. He's a freshman, came in the winter, impressed people early in the spring. You know, as a freshman, playing on that interior, whether it's the offensive or defensive line, that's a really hard thing to do because it's a grown man's game in there. He hasn't been afforded the luxury of multiple years of a college strength diet and strength program. But Mason Graham has really impressed coaches early on. He's prepared for the physicality of this level. That time with a little finesse, batting the ball down.
I believe, Jake, Jim Harbaugh said he was...
Delay a game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Will push the punt back for Timmy Chang. I believe that Jim Harbaugh said Mason Graham was what the gift from the football gods.
Thank you. I was waiting. Don't leave me on a cliff there. I needed to hear that one.
I made a point of writing that in my notes.
Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant said these guys were gifts from the football gods, and I quote, gifts from the football gods. Now, that is high praise from Jim Harbaugh. I don't remember, in my time playing with him, I don't remember anyone getting that level of praise given from the football gods. But I'll tell you what, though, seriously, Mason Graham had a phenomenal spring. To be in the rotation early, to be a guy whose name is continually brought up, that's a deep defensive line, you know, and for a young guy to get that praise from his teammates, from the staff, from his head coach, no doubt, he's impressed some people, turned some heads.
It is Jake Thaw who is back to return this punt for Michigan. We're going to see some substitutions here in this second half. Thaw fields it. Across the 20. Look at this. Look at this. There's a flag here on the near side, right by the 30-yard line. Thaw definitely made that one exciting. Making the most of his playing time. A punt of 50, a return of 20 at the moment.
During the return, blocking the back, return team number 89. Half the distance from the spot of the foul. First down, media, timeout.
Carter Seltzer, the guilty party, will push in the back. Upcoming schedule brought to you by Wendy's. The first 4 games here at the Big House for Michigan. You got your eye on that little rematch of the Big Ten title game in Iowa.
You know, that's been a place Michigan struggled. We lost to them my senior year on the road. Iowa offense is struggling, but anytime you travel to Kinnick on a night game, they're extremely dangerous. Now, you look at the schedule. You're at home against Penn State. You're at home against Michigan State. So it sets up nicely for them as they head into Columbus.
Tui Tupou with the second sack here for Hawaii tonight.
This is a really nice move again there on the inside. Just with a quick little duke to the outside and then gets the hands off of him, and he's right in Cade McNamara's face right to start the play. I mean, got to protect for Cade. Got to give him a chance here to get this offense going. You know, the O-line got to take a sense of pride and protect your guy.
Gives it to Stokes. Next towards the near sideline.
You know, we want to evaluate Cade as well. You know, we want to, but to evaluate him, you got to give him a fair shot. And so far in Cade's opportunities, there's been someone in his face almost immediately. He hasn't had the chance to progress through his reads. This time, 3rd and long. They're going empty. Cade's going to drop back and pass it. Let's see if the O-line can hold up.
It's Dunlap in motion for Michigan. McNamara back to throw. And checks it down to Colston Loveland. And I'll tell you this, Jim Harbaugh said that Colston Loveland could maybe be better.
Listen, listen. I thought I said it. I said, Coach, who's some of these young guys he's rattling off names? I'm like, hey, how about Colston Loveland, man? He had a nice catch last week. Physical run after the catch. For a young guy, what really impresses me is his willingness and ability to be violent and successful in the run game. That blocking is something I never even really mastered. It took me a long time to even figure it out, but he's such a fluid route runner. It's one thing, you got to be fast, but you got to be agile. You got to be able to change direction. You got to make the easy catches. You have to catch in traffic. You have to be able to block. You know, for a young guy, he's shown some really, really great things early in his career.
That catch for 10 yards, but short of the first down and fielded right about at the 45-yard line. Let's send it to Dave Remsen for our T-Mobile studio update. Dave.
At the 48-yard line, it will be 1st and 10, Hawaii.
Joey Yellen has gone the whole way here at quarterback for Hawaii. Split responsibility in the quarterback spot with Braden Shager, told us not 100%. Weren't expecting to see Shager here tonight. Jake Farrell, the backup quarterback. That's what Timmy Chang told us yesterday. Good field position to start this drive here for Hawaii. Quick out pass to Chucky Hines, making his first catch of the game.
Well, Jamon Green made a couple plays earlier. Twin brother German Green said, hey, all right, Twin, you go ahead and sit down. I'll take it from here. Comes up and makes a play. Tell you what, how cool must that be to take the field with your brother?
Second and 5. And this Michigan defense, no matter who's on the field, has been staunch and strong here tonight, and that would be to the delight of one of their co-defensive coordinators, Steve Clipsdale, who Megan McEwen has really made this kind of a home, so to speak, in more ways than one.
Coach Clipsdale has to like the fact that his defense has held Hawaii at only 63 total yards of offense. And speaking of love, ball is life rings true for Coach Klingscale, who got married on the 50-yard line at the Big House this summer. Klingscale and his wife, Elaine, had been engaged and decided the best time to get married would be right before camp started. That's exactly what they did. Coach Harbaugh even hopped in to stand on the groom's side. I asked if there was a reception following, to which the DC said, "The reception is this season." Of course, Lisa and Jake.
Reception and the honeymoon, I think he said, was the season.
Well, you know, hearing him talk about that moment too, Lisa, just highlights what I think was a pivotal moment in Jim Harbaugh's career. You know, last year, before the Big Ten championship, before all this buzz, there was uncertainty. You know, Michigan comes into the season unranked, and Jim kind of has his back against the wall. It'd be easy to, you know, tighten up, but I felt Jim embraced the love of his staff, and you felt a love amongst the team and the players. And you know, when you heard Coach Klingscale talk about Jim and what he did for that wedding and on that day, you could, again, feel the love across this program. Football, such a hard sport. You get beaten, you get battered, you get bruised. It's a long season. When you love your staff and you love one another, it makes it a little bit easier to come in those days when you're sore and you're tired and you are beat up. So I thought that was a really, really cool story and you know, a cool takeaway.
Jake,
talking to Klingscale.
Yeah, Klingscale told us, you know, he found love, solidified love, literally here, but he found love for the game again in taking this position at Michigan. 2nd and 10, Hawaii trying to move this drive. They've moved it across midfield for the first time and pushing it out of play.
So, Lisa, here we are, Hawaii inside the 35. You know, we talked to Mike Morris. We talked to Jesse Minter. They said the standard doesn't waver, whether it's the first team, second team, third team. It doesn't matter who's on the field for this Michigan defense. The expectation is championship level defense. And they felt last week, hey, we want a shutout on our belt. Those defenses, they hunger, they yearn for a shutout. It's a point of pride. So, you know, you ask, hey, what do you get in the second half of these games? Well, you get to see how your guys show up with their backs against the wall. This defense wants a shutout. They expect championship level. Let's see how these guys perform.
3rd and 4. Parson takes the handoff, and Hawaii is moving down the field and picks up another first down.
And Hawaii's not going to roll over. You can say what you want. These guys play hard from the first snap to the last. They dealt with, you know, they dealt with so much turnover from their roster, so much turnover from their coaching staff. Here's a guy, Dedrick Parsons. He's been there for a while. He's a Philadelphia guy. You ever met someone from Philly? They're tough. They're not going to give up. So this Hawaii team, they're going to test this Michigan defense down the stretch. They're not going to go down easy.
Converting on 3rd downs back-to-back. And Chucky Hines making another catch on this drive. Well, Colorado State scored late in the second half last week. It was a point of pride for that Michigan defense. They talked about it. And you've mentioned it, Jake, no matter who's on the field, you have to play championship defense. Being tested on this drive. Yellen to throw. And this Hawaii offense has looked impressive. James Phillips, double-digit catches for him so far this year.
And you know, this is the place that Hawaii wants to live in. It's that modern RPO style. They've had some success running the ball this drive. Okay, now we're going to show you the run. We're going to read the linebacker, and then all of a sudden, Joey Yellen's going to pull it and throw an accurate strike on the slant. So it's been a tough day so far, but seeing some nice things on this drive by the Hawaiian offense.
Back-to-back pass completions for Yellen. Again, back to throw. It's off the hands that time of Phillips. On the coverage, Caden Colasar, who impressed some of the coaches last week against Colorado State.
Absolutely. Son of former wide receiver John Colasar, who played receiver with head coach Jim Harbaugh. So how about that? A little nostalgia for the Michigan fans, huh? Colasar's a beast on special teams.
First trip in the red zone here for Hawaii.
Okay, see, once again, you got your guys. Here's Will Johnson, the talented freshman, right up here. One-on-one. You only got one safety in the middle of the field. Let's see if they test him.
Pinoque makes the catch. spread it out to 5 different receivers here tonight.
Pinoque makes a catch, but again, here's Will Johnson in coverage. Again, they're going to run this little shoot screen, and Will Johnson is on him like a glove. You bring up the touchdown last week. That was on Will Johnson, and he was frustrated. He did some good things in the game, but obviously as a defensive back, it's a point of pride. I never want to give up a touchdown. Well, we talked to Coach Clinkscale, and he said they did one-on-ones, receiver versus defensive back on Monday. Will Johnson was the first in line, the last in line. He took 3 times as many reps as the next guy. So to me, that's a very encouraging sign of the mindset of the talented 5-star freshman, Will Johnson.
3rd and 6 on the best drive of the night for Hawaii. Looking for the back of the end zone. It's incomplete and brings up 4th down.
Looking for the tight end, Jordan Murray. Kind of that off-schedule throw. Hey, got to make something. Your initial read isn't there for Joey Yellen, and then your big tight end is running across the back of the end zone. And actually, that's an accurate ball by Joey Yellen. Jordan Murray, he's made some nice plays on tape, but, the challenge for him is to say, hey, okay, you've made the easy ones, but you have the potential to then make the tough ones, okay? So that's a play, it's not as easy, but we want you to come down with it, Jordan.
Shipley for 26 yards, and the shutout is gone, 42-3. The biggest Michigan experience, there's no plus like home. The Big Ten Plus app, powered by Big Ten Network, has your favorite Wolverines content only on the Big Ten Plus app. Download and subscribe today. In the break, couple of college kids with a 100-yard sprint and picking it up at the end. The form, the kick towards the end of the sprint. You impressed, Jay?
I think he looked at Coach Harbaugh. Hey, Coach, 130 guys on the sideline. Do you have room for one more?
He was clocked at, what, 13.7?
13.7. Maybe more of a linebacker, edge player, maybe not a receiver, but...
I love it. Iman Dennis this time will take a knee in the end zone, and we will take a quick timeout.
Everyone turned around and started to wave at the Children's Hospital.
They didn't just wave a little. They waved and waved. Here's Big Ten football. It's a big deal. The wave was about something other than football.
See how one of college football's iconic traditions was born, the big moment. The first wave, Monday at 7 Eastern, the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. I was actually a sideline reporter for that game, Jake. And it was interesting to watch people's reactions. Some were immediately waving, some were trying to figure out what was going on.
Wow. Some
were just taking it in. It was completely brand new, but something iconic to watch, and certainly has been one of the great traditions now that has been established in Iowa City. So look for Stokes.
Can you give me a preview? How did it get started off?
Well, you got to watch. You got to
watch,
yeah,
right?
You got to watch. That's what the tease is for.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now,
you got to watch Mike Hall's
nothing
feature.
Like a good
you got to
clip.
now watch this. Your list is growing.
It's a content-driven world.
That is right.
And you're coming in hot.
McNamara dropping back and picked off. Verdell Edwards II with the INT for Hawaii.
It's just one-on-one coverage here with Andrew Anthony, a guy who, both these guys trust to make a play down the sideline. Just kind of came up a little short. It didn't look like he stepped fully into that throw there. And maybe that's a product of some of the pressure he's had throughout this game. You never have a problem giving your guy a shot in a one-on-one situation. Obviously, left that one far too much inside. Yeah, you can just feel the frustration.
Gillen hands off. Jordan Johnson with his first take. It's a big one and a big hit at the end of that run. Picks up the first down. Will Johnson showing you a little bit of what he can do.
Yeah, well, not after a big run. I mean, Jordan Johnson, that was a clean break here on the jet sweep. I mean, this is 12 yards down the field, but I mean, I'll tell you what, that's an explosive tackle there. You see it down there, the 5-star recruit, highly touted defensive back, known for his coverage skills. That's why they brought him in, but that time a nice physical tackle.
Yellen tries to float it up, and again overshoots his receiver. And quarterback pressure coming by Michigan. Freshman debuts from last week. A lot of new faces these Michigan fans wanted to see. They got to see 14 talented guys, and Will Johnson was one of them.
Will Johnson, we saw Mason Graham make a play earlier. Another guy, Keon Sabb, Derek Moore, number 8, the defensive end. Seen CJ Stokes. Oh, you know, recruiting is the lifeblood of your organization. It's good to see talented guys. And step aside here, excuse me. We got an injured player down on the field.
Taking a look at the AP poll, the top 10, we've had a couple of losses. Notre Dame upset by Marshall, and Appalachian State taking it to Texas A&M.
Yeah, I mean, that is extremely shocking to see those games, especially Notre Dame. You know, that we thought they played Ohio State really strong last week. That game was at home today too. So you wonder if that affects Ohio State's ranking, but you know, it's interesting here for Michigan and for Ohio State. You know, playing with the target on your back is a different philosophy. You know, are you the lion or the gazelle? Are you the hunter or the hunted? You know, Michigan now, they're playing as the Big Ten champions this year. I know those down in Columbus said, hey, it's one time, it's a fluke. But there's a lot of momentum in this Michigan program right now. Ohio State staying clean. They're neck and neck here early in the season.
Micah Vanderpool was the player from Hawaii who walked off the field before we took that timeout. Oh, nearly intercepted. Will Johnson almost got a pace. And he had some turf to work with if he could snag that one.
His teammates giving him a little shove. Hey, Will.
Look at all.
Let's get the first one, eh? You get the first one, get the butterflies. I remember my first catch. Now, it wasn't an interception. My heart was beating out of my dang chest. Get the first one out of the way. You know, that's what, you know, he's gonna play, get a lot of reps this second half, settle in the game. How about down here? Who's number 1, Lisa?
Amarian Walker.
Amarian Walker.
We're in the number 1. To no one on 3rd and 10 there for Hawaii.
To someone, but Will Johnson was in coverage once again, so he's being tested today. That time, again, on him like a glove. But here's number 1. Who's that guy? He's got a nameplate on there. Well, he wears number 4 on offense. But they said, hey, this guy's so talented. Even as a freshman, we feel you can handle more on your plate. Long, fast. Okay, that's what we're looking for in our defensive back. So Jim figured, why not? We're going to toss you in there, and you see him, DJ Turner, the veteran, coming over and coaching his young guy up. But Amarian Walker, man, so talk about trust from your coaches.
Got more defensive reps this week than he had. But being a two-way player is something that they've talked about. Good punt there for Hawaii. Pins it inside the 10. Nicely done by Shipley.
It will be 1st and 10, Michigan.
32-3. The advantage for Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines over Hawaii. Out of the Mountain West Conference, 2:12 left to play in this third quarter. And Stokes takes the handoff from our third Michigan quarterback that we'll see is Davis Warren as we check in with Megan McEwen.
Michigan defensive back Jalen Perry went to the locker room with a leg injury early in the third quarter and has yet to return. It is that left leg injury that's keeping him there, and there is no anticipation of him coming back onto the field today.
I'm really excited to watch Davis Warren play.
Gonna keep it. Gonna pick up a first down and a little more. Got tripped up across the 25, and Davis Warren, such a good story. A walk-on to Michigan, overcame leukemia. Now getting some playing time here tonight.
Yep, again, it's that read option. One of the staples of this Michigan offense, and this time Davis Warren pulls it and has a nice run down the sideline. You know, you always, that first down is so critical to get your drive started. That time Davis Warren doing it with his feet.
A pickup of 11. Stokes with that hesitation.
CJ Stokes was the ball carrier.
Amarion Walker back in on offense, wearing the number 4. The quick shout out to the equipment team down there.
He's just trying to keep us on our toes.
Sonny, a couple guys I knew from my time, working in overtime. This is our Super Bowl, rotating jerseys. You know, Jim said he's excited to see some of these young receivers, so I'm looking for them to take some shots downfield and give their guys a chance to see what they're made of.
Warren taking a deep shot. Warren connects. Michigan is off and running. Max Bredesen with a huge pickup on the pass play.
Max Bredesen, baby. Bread and butter, classic tight end. What do you want to do? Flash the little play action and hit your tight end right over the middle of the field. This is day one. Let's get it right here in the second window. Davis Warren delivering a strike in between 3 defenders, and then Bredesen rumbling, tumbling, stumbling. Just needed one guy to beat. I thought he had the touchdown, but Max Bredesen, brother of Ben Bredesen, a guy I played offensive line with, so he's got the blocking in his blood. But that time shows the pass catching and the yak, the run after the catch.
Michigan up big over Hawaii as we start the fourth quarter, and right as the third quarter ended, quarterback Davis Warren threw his first ever career completion for 56 yards. That's a pretty hefty first career completion, and perhaps nobody on the sideline was more excited for him than quarterback J.J. McCarthy. He was jumping on the sidelines, high-fiving everybody as they got off the field.
Jay Stokes cuts it back for another Michigan touchdown.
I'll tell you what, this guy C.J. Stokes has showed some really great things today. Follows his blocker up through the hole, and then right here, the moment of contact, I'm going to deliver the blow around the goal line. There he is celebrating. Mike Hart said he's really excited about this young running back C.J. Stokes. He's got a track background. Yeah, he's got the speed, but he runs with a physicality and a violence. It's that blend of speed and power that's going to make this guy a name to remember in coming years.
First career touchdown, Jake, for C.J. Stokes. 5 plays, 91 yards, 2 minutes and 18 seconds.
First of many. And tell you what, the bread and butter of Michigan offense, the gap scheme. Get some pullers out in front, have them lead your ball carrier down the field, and let them do the rest. He certainly has not shied away from contact today, Lisa.
4 rushing touchdowns each of the last couple of games.
So, Mike Hart, his running back coach, seems to be a theme. You know, we asked Coach Harbaugh about that. There's so many guys among this staff that have strong ties. Ron Bellamy, Denard Robinson in the recruiting department, Grant Newsom. You know, Jim said, hey, listen, we don't have to teach them about the rivalry. They don't need to know about, we don't need to get up to speed about Michigan State, about Ohio State. They know the importance of those games. They know what it means to be a Michigan man. They understand the history of this program. Again, little subtle changes in the staff in the past couple of years that I think have paid dividends in their on-field success. Mike Hart, obviously a big hire in what he's done for these running backs.
Tommy Doman, the kickoff duties here from Michigan. We're starting to see more players filtering in. Dave Rebson, Jerry DiNardo, Howard Griffith, recap the entire day. There was a lot to recap. A Big Ten football on the final drive presented by Auto Owners Insurance. It's tonight after the game. All 14 teams playing. We had 8 games throughout the day on the Big Ten Network. Started out the day with tailgate in Columbus. Ending it here with a historic start time, the latest start time in Michigan football history here at the Big House. Tylen Hines getting his first touch for Hawaii.
Young freshman on this roster. You know, they lost 20-plus guys to the transfer portal, brought in more in their freshman class, brought in more transfers. A total of 50 new faces between what left and what came back. It's such a significant amount of turnover for this roster. We kind of live in a world that says, hey, you need immediate success, but for Timmy Chang and this coaching staff, I think it's going to take a couple years to start recruiting some talent, start recruiting some guys that understand the culture, start getting back to that Rainbow Warrior pride.
Well, you know, they had an incredible turn of events in about a month's time when last season was completed. Frustration with the previous regime, culture created, led by head coach Todd Graham. It led to a mass exodus of players to the transfer portal. The breaking point was when their quarterback, Siobhan Cordero, transferred. So they lost their starting quarterback, their leading rusher, their leading receiver, their leading tackler. It was publicized, written about, got all the way to the state senate in Hawaii. And 17 FBS players had to transfer in, 14 transferred out to FBS schools. The job initially offered to June Jones, who turned it down. And everyone has said, you know, Timmy Chang is the man for this job. His love, his passion for the state, for the program. You mentioned it, he was a top recruit when he was in high school. He chose to stay to play football in Hawaii.
Yeah, you know, Lisa, that's a great point. It's such important perspective to say, hey, you know, any team that loses their top receiver, their quarterback, your leading rusher, your leading tackler, no team can lose all that and expect to be great the following year. So it's easy for that to get lost in a game like this where you see the score, but you know, to take that tough situation last year and for Hawaii to pivot and say, hey, we need a guy that stayed home on the island, could have played in the mainland, could have played for a big brand, said, no, I want to stay here in Hawaii. This program means something to me. Hawaii football is the pro team. It is the pride of this island. So they went and got a guy that understands that. Talking to him this week, I mean, how many times did they say it? When we talked to Timmy Chang, it was 15 minutes before he mentioned anything X's and O's. It was about the pride of the island, the culture, teaching these young boys how to become men. I had to say thank you, Coach, because some of the coaches I remember most in my career, it wasn't ever the X's and O's. It was what you did for me as a person. It was the stuff outside of the game of football, and it was so apparent in our conversations with Coach Chang that he just gets it and he understands it. He's brought back staff that understand it. You mentioned the love piece, defensive coordinator Jacob Euro. I mean, how much did he rave about head coach Timmy Chang, saying, yeah, man, this guy loves it. They said there's no egos, meaning, hey, no one's gonna get overly frustrated about the result. We're focused on building something, process. I'm really excited to see what Timmy Chang does with this program in the coming years.
On 3rd and 10. Young is brought down big time. A sack Michigan, and Rayshawn Penny tracking him down. A loss of 14.
Rayshawn Benny, the big fella.
During the run, holding, defense number 1. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Marion Walker.
Well, listen. He's a receiver, first week. Sometimes you got to fail to learn. Here he is. Remember, this guy's been playing receiver, but they tossed him in at cornerback this week. So here it is. Let's watch it. Yeah, he's kind of blocking like a receiver there, eh? Marion, you're on defense right now. Can't hold. It's a learning moment for the young man, but how about Rayshawn Benny in there mixing it up? He was committed to Michigan State, Lisa. Flips to Michigan on signing day. Another guy, Jim Harbaugh, and the staff are really, really excited about to get going in his early career.
Big hole and a big gainer here for Hawaii. Here it goes, Tylan Hines in for the touchdown. What a run! 55 yards.
Listen, this is awesome for the Hawaiian offense. So much struggle, so much adversity, but what a well-blocked play. You get Tylan Hines out in space, and he just does the rest. I mean, look at this wide open hole right through the middle of the Michigan defense, and he's really untouched 50 yards, and so great to see his whole team come over and celebrate with him. Well, they traveled almost 4,500 miles out here, 4,500 miles back. A long way coming, a lot went into that touchdown, and they're certainly happy about it.
Well, something more to cheer about in the second half for these fans cheering on Hawaii here tonight. 49-10, the score here at the Big House. Capture that moment. Taking a game here at the Big House. 12th night game.
The Rainbow Warriors. How about the rainbow during the lightning delay?
Yes.
In this game.
Very fitting.
Welcoming the Rainbow Warriors into town.
Iman Dennis back to receive. That'll be a flag.
Kickoff, out of bounds. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
We will take a timeout. Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Guy working on that paint for a while. It's a night game. If you put the paint on in the morning, it's either going to look like that toward the wee hours of the night.
And with the delay.
Night game at the Big House. Davis Warren stays in as her quarterback here for Michigan. And Warren again, another T-ball, going for Walker's way, broken up.
Well, when we talked to Jim, he said he was really excited about these young receivers, wanted to get them involved, and actually Walker had a step here, as you can see it, just, you know, for Davis Warren, you want to get that ball out a little bit earlier so you don't have to try to throw it 80 yards down the field. But they say, hey, this guy Walker's got a lot of speed. That time he got easily behind the Hawaii defense, just left the throw a little short.
Motoring his way to the 40-yard line. Dunlap with the carry, and a gain of 5.
Big fan of Davis Warren. Davis Warren also a fan favorite. Just everything he's been through, Lisa, you touched on it earlier, overcoming cancer. This guy was a highly touted recruit, but finally get the chance to show it here.
welcome in the audience who is watching the Indiana football game here at the Big House, a night game. And a big lead here for Michigan over Hawaii. And picking up the first down, Tyler Morris, a freshman. Now we're starting to see some of these names kind of filter through. Lisa Byington, Jake Butt, Aiken McEwen, and Dean Blandino with you for the final few minutes here of this one. This one, just like the Indiana game, was delayed a little bit because of a lightning delay. And the weather coming through Ann Arbor delayed about 60 minutes kick. Supposed to be an 8 Eastern kick and pushed it back to about on the 9 o'clock hour. Trying to go up the gut. Isaiah Gash getting some carries.
I'll tell you, late in this game, the pads are still cracking. When you close your eyes, you can hear good football being played. Doesn't matter who's in this game, the pads are cracking. Both these sides, Michigan offense, Hawaii defense, they're battling.
Davis Warren in at quarterback, controlling this drive nicely here for Michigan on 2nd and 3. Gash pushing towards those sticks, and will pick up the first down. Next Saturday, another great slate of football comes your way on Big Ten Network. Indiana, Northwestern, Wisconsin, Iowa. See action during a triple-header. It all starts with Big Ten Tailgate. That's next Saturday on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Over 80 players have participated here so far tonight from Michigan. We're keeping an eye on that number. The record number of participation was set last year against Northern Illinois. 106 players participated in that game. Play clock at 3. Snap in time. Dunlap picks up about 3 yards on that run.
Lisa, I just want to talk about Cade McNamara for a second. And, today it was a frustrating day, right? He got some people in his face, didn't really have the opportunity to make some throws. The one time he did, just didn't quite step into it, wasn't as accurate. This quarterback battle has been extremely public, and I've been a guy in a locker room, in the social media world. Everything is so public, but it's easy to lose sight of. It's really easy to lose sight of and forget quickly what Cade did for this Michigan offense and this Michigan team last year. Just look at it's just frustrating, right? Here you go. First 2 passing attempts, he's got a guy right in his face, and then when he does get the chance to throw it here late in the game, you see he doesn't even step into the throw. It's just not comfortable stepping up in the pocket. You can feel the frustration, but listen, this guy was elected captain by his teammates for a reason, right?
Gash has some room. Right up the cut. Headed for the end zone. Touchdown! A hard-fought 38 yards to Pater.
Gash with a gash through the Hawaiian defense. Big time run, he gets his chance late here in the 4th quarter. What an opportunity, what an awesome play. What an explosive run.
Doman with the extra point. You brought up the captain, Captain Cade. His reaction to that run, yeah, he likes it. Lots of push-ups here to do. 56-10 is your score. And you're wondering, 50 is a lot of points. Yeah, it was. And a little bit of history for Big Ten football. 6 teams scored 50 or more points today. First time. That is remarkable in the AP poll era. Talking about all the M's: Minnesota, Michigan, Maryland, Michigan State, Purdue, and Rutgers. And the last score here for Michigan put them over that 50-point mark.
Well, football flows through the veins of Isaiah Gash. He's the son of Sam Gash, who is an NFL fullback, who was also an NFL running backs coach for the Detroit Lions. Football flows through the veins. His quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, loving it. It's got to feel good. Isaiah Gash just putting it on tape.
5 rushing touchdowns by 5 different players tonight.
Spreading the wealth.
Yeah, I'd say so. Both touchdown drives led by Davis Warren, too, by the way, at quarterback. The third quarterback that we've seen here from Michigan tonight. Hawaii has kept its same quarterback the entire time, Joey Yellen. We are past midnight now. Mentioned that this is the latest start in Big House football history. You've been a part of a lot of night games and even some weather delays, but nothing like we saw tonight, Jake, in the pregame that we saw tonight.
Surprising, you know, I'm an old man now, all right? I'm retired from the NFL, but I normally go to bed about 9 o'clock. Surprisingly, in this game, past midnight, I am not tired at all, Lisa. I'm still having a great time up here with you.
You look like you're ready to play.
Watch it. Well, you had to hold me back a couple times, especially early in the game. I was sweating. I was ready to go take number 88 Hibner's jersey, grab his helmet, put on the 88 one time, and see if I can't catch a pass from one of these quarterbacks.
The 2-time All-American here at Michigan. Jake Buck, Lisa Bynes, and Megan McEwen. Dean Blandino with you for the final few minutes. Walker is back in defensively. The bottom of your screen, number 1 here for Michigan. They're playing both ways here tonight. Yellen gets rid of it. It's a good pass play. Or pass and catch. And nicely done to keep this drive moving here for Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we talked about championship level defense for this, regardless of who's in here. The tight end is leaked right down the middle of that defense. That's Grayson Morgan. The Hawaii tight end, I mean, kind of untouched, running clean down the middle. Somebody's got to challenge him. Somebody's got to run vertically with him. It's a nice play there to get the drive started for Hawaii.
Run play this time. And just a pickup of a few. Brings up second down. Hines, the touchdown maker here for Hawaii.
I believe that was Joey Velasquez in on the tackle. Dual sport athlete. Also plays on the baseball team. Smoked a home run. I don't know how you do it. I had my hands full just with football, but this guy's playing, dipping his toes, baseball, football. There he is again.
Pick up a 5.
So I know Joey Velasquez and Eric All are great friends. There he is in the middle of your screen coming downhill. Sheds the block. Says, all right, Hines, you got it on us last time. Not this time. Wraps him up, brings him down. But Joey Velasquez and Eric All are really, really great friends. They would go lift with Ben Herbert, the strength coach, and then they'd go lift again on their own. Eric All put on about 10 pounds this offseason. So I think his buddy Velasquez was a big part of that.
Johnson takes the handoff right at the sticks. Hit hard. It'll be a first down. Converting on third down once again here for Hawaii. Their offense has moved a little bit better, though, against a different kind of defense here in this second half.
Right. That's a nice hit by Spurlock, but you bring up a great point. Listen, we knew there was a big talent gap between these two programs. One's a program repeating Big Ten champions, one's a program in transition. You know, talking to the coaches for Hawaii, it says, hey, it's not about who we play, it's about how we play. We just want to get better at the fundamentals each week, and it's took them a while. But, you know, there's some things that they can build on, especially in the second half, on offense and defense.
cradling it that time, James Phillips, and taking a whole slew of blue jerseys with him.
That's another nice play. Just easy completions for your quarterback, letting him get in rhythm. Get the ball in your playmaker's hands here, James Phillips, and let him turn up and get vertical. They're just breaking off these chips. It's huge, huge, huge for the confidence of your offense as a whole.
And the confidence of your quarterback, Joey Yellen, right? I had talked about he has, switched on and off with Braden Shager, not available because of injury here tonight for Hawaii.
Same matchup. You got a linebacker on a running back down here at the bottom of the screen. Same as we saw with Edwards. Let's see if Hawaii goes to it.
Empty set, and just the timing not there, the placement of that throw not there. He was going for Dior Scott.
I think that was German Green on the coverage. It looked like he slipped and fell down, but Hawaii's had a little success working that seam route. Michigan stays in one high defense often. We call it middle of the field closed, single high defense. Well, if your safety's in the middle of the field, the vacancies are often in those seams in between the numbers. Right here, the numbers in the hash. That's how you threaten one high defense. Johnson,
and being dragged down and pushed down a couple of Michigan tacklers. Caden Colasar again making his presence felt. One of the two Michigan players involved on that play.
Jaden Hood.
Hawaii started 1 for 10 on third down conversions, 5 of 7 since.
And that's an important thing, right? They're not rolling over. They're not giving up. They're not letting their frustration get the best of them. Coach said, you turn on the film, and we heard the coaches say it. These guys play hard from the first whistle to the last, regardless of who's on the field, regardless of the score on the scoreboard.
3rd and 7, finding his running back, Johnson. He picks up another first down. They keep moving the sticks.
Johnson's done some nice things today. Done some nice things in the jet sweep game. He's caught some passes. He's made some plays. Again, right now, for Timmy Chang, you're just looking for guys. Who can I trust as the season goes on? Who's a guy that I can trust in critical situations? Every single rep is invaluable for this team that's so young and dealt with so much turnover. Yeah, we're late in this game. It's not a pretty result, but there's still so much value for Timmy Chang and his football team as they go back and watch this film.
Hines with the handoff and inside the 5-yard line.
And on the flip side here, inside the 10 for the Michigan defense, let's find out. I mean, this is about a mindset as much as anything. Kind of dig your cleats in the ground right there on that goal line. Say, hey, I'm not getting knocked back. I will not fall backward. I'm going to put my heels right on this goal line, and I'm attacking downhill.
Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and goal. All kinds of space for the far side, and a whistle. Timeout.
Timeout, Michigan. The second of the half.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. 56-10, 2:05 left for this one is complete. Our mayhem moment brought to you by Allstate. We talked about 5 rushing touchdowns by count up, Jake, 5 different players.
Right, the Wolverine Stampede, Lisa. A couple guys did it. They did it on jet sweeps. You got your 2 backs some love, Donovan Edwards, Blake Corum. You got a receiver. Hawaiian native Roman Wilson. There's C.J. Stokes, the young freshman. And then how about Isaiah Gash? A little bit of everything. Tell you what, Jim Harbaugh loves to run the football. Always has. He's going to be real excited to turn on this film tomorrow morning.
Trying to push to find 6. And Mark just short.
Like we said, all right, here's a mindset. This is a mindset play. 3rd and goal from the 1.
Najee Bryant-Lele. Certainly gotten his reps. 6 carries. 5 different players have run the ball here today from Hawaii.
3 tight ends and a fullback for Hawaii.
And they give it to Bryant-Lele. Oh,
wow.
Looking for Jordan Murray.
I was wondering why Coach Chang was smirking on the sideline. He had a little trickery dialed up there, didn't he? They were trying to go to Jordan Murray. All right, hey, we got 3 tight ends. We got a fullback in. We're going to run it. No. At the last second, Brian tries to flip it to Murray. You see him right here at the top of the screen, fighting with German Green, and he just doesn't let him get off. Oh man, you know, that's a play you scheme up all week for the tight ends. You go into the game, you say, all right, if we can get it inside the 5, I'm going to score a touchdown.
4th and goal.
Didn't happen that time.
We got another timeout to chat about it. We'll step aside for 30.
Charge. It'll be 30 seconds.
Timmy Chang have up his sleeve. Calling that timeout, 4th and goal. Every rep important, every situation important. Building the confidence of their quarterback, Joey Yellen. Quarterback competition. Hawaii trying to build its confidence. Another opportunity here.
All right, empty formation. So let's see what they go with here.
Yellen looking towards his right, and the pass is broken up. A good defensive play for Michigan.
Excellent play by Jaden Hood. Right here, trickling down on the goal line. He sees it's an out. You know, you're sitting here on the goal line. You put your heels on the line. Say, all right, I'm not backing up. And as soon as Hines breaks out, Jaden Hood triggers downfield and breaks it up. Again, you know, that play doesn't matter in the result of the game, but it matters for the sense of pride. It matters to say, just like we heard Mike Morris say, we want to play championship level defense, play by play, regardless of the situation. That right there was excellent defense by Jaden Hood. That's a big play for him to put on tape here in his Michigan career.
Davis Warren again back in at quarterback. And the time is ticking. And the big story, the big headline was the quarterback situation. Everybody wants to know with Michigan. McCarthy, J.J. McCarthy getting his first career start, looking awfully impressive.
Yeah, he did. Well, I don't think this is a situation where you need to push one down to build up the other. Okay, JJ played phenomenal. About as close to perfect as you can get. Cade, you know, frustrating. He had some pressure in his face. Got sacked a couple times, but as much as we say that, man, let's talk about Cade's character. Let's talk about what he did for this team last year. Let's talk about the fact he was standing on the sideline rooting his teammate JJ on all day. He's a captain. He's a leader.
Week 3, who's the starter?
Well, I mean, based on today, it's got to be JJ, right? It's got to be JJ. And you know, Cade, you were elected captain. Captain means you have to be a leader even when things may not be easy for you and even when things are a bit challenging. So I'll tell you one thing, Cade has shown nobody anything other than he's willing to do whatever it takes for this team to win. And he loves his teammates. That's why he's elected captain. So if that decision gets made next week, if it does end up being JJ, I still imagine we see Cade in that game. But, you know, both of these guys will continue to do what they've always done, which is support each other and help each other. Help each other when they come to the sidelines, help each other see what they may be missing. Because the #1 goal is to win. Harbaugh said this to us, Lisa. You will be known by your talents and your efforts. There is no politics. And that's all you can ask from your coaches and players, an opportunity to go out there and show your talents through your effort.
56-10 the final. Jim Harbaugh walks off. His team improving to 2-0. All 4 games, first 4 games will be played here at the Big House here for Michigan. McCarthy, a start to remember. Jake Butt, Lisa Byington, Megan McEwen, Dean Blandino. That'll wrap it up from Ann Arbor. Coming up next, it's the final drive. After this quick timeout, a salute to our wonderful crew working, our producer Glenn Hallis, our director Billy Proctor, everyone in the truck. We'll send it over to Chicago after this timeout.